So, what I wanted to do today, just for a little bit, not very long, this needs to be in a different spot. um, I just wanted to work on this, it's Chadwick Boseman's birthday. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of get rid of pieces I don't need. And I want to try to get the likeness to be a lot better. Let's do something like that. Yeah, I won't be talking very loud today. And I probably won't be on for super long. Okay. Let's see, let's line them up. I'm going to change my view angle just to, it's not really doing anything for me. Just going to try to line them up just a little bit here. Now, one of the things that's going to be tricky is getting this to actually read like him, because one of the things that's going to happen is that if I just come over here and just push and pull on these proportions until it sort of matches up with the concept, with the image, you'll notice that there's a whole heck of a lot of not good about it. So we'll just make this line up a bit better with like his neck, with his so this will kind of get us a little bit of a start. Aloha mandibles. Yeah, so we're just going through and kind of tweaking this. It looks miserable. It's super dark too. Let's go brush, samples, spotlight projection. Yeah, lots to do to make this so that it feels right. But I'd actually gotten a picture. Chadwick Boseman has a biography that's out at Target, and it had a good profile picture that I think I want to go ahead and kind of reference. Let's kind of smooth some of this out. This is miserable. Come on, you. Let's see. Yeah, anyway, so that's just kind of the idea. I'm just trying to go through and somewhat play a little bit. And I think what'll probably end up happening is I'll probably end up getting something super different in the end, which is fine because this is obviously not looking like him yet. In fact, here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and pull the resolution down. arky up top needs to be rounder. That looks terrible. Turn off the eyes, we'll turn off the eyelashes and lids and all that jazz. You watching the Pixlogic stream at all? Okay, so right here what I want to do, I want to start kind of locking in are too wide. There's a lot that kind of goes into this. Check it from different angles because that's not the right shape. Smooth that out some. Smooth that out some. Let's build this up some. Now this side view is going to take some work, but let's go ahead and see what else I can get in here. Let's say import. Let's get this, add that to the spotlight, flip it. Get rid of some of that border. Now we can start checking profiles. Start trying to match things up a little bit better. me see, is there a way for me to... I'm just gonna bring back all the white. Maybe I'll turn on black. I'll just kind of paint out that corner. Sure, it's taken a while though. While I'm painting this out, I'm going to go ahead and upload in fact, since I have that, let me see, okay, let me grab the picture from his biography, upload, Control Alt, click, drag, oops, let's hit V. Just get some of that black out of there. Okay. That's better. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's better. Okay. Let me see. Let's go ahead, get a new texture. Let's go ahead and import the cover from his biography. In fact, we might even be able to just go ahead and get a better picture of it on Google's. There we go. That's better. It is working now. Okay. Okay. Here's the picture of his biography. Biography cover. That's a good good cover. Save the image. Characters for fun. T'Challa. Might be able to use that. Search Google for image, just because this is how we roll. All sizes. Look at that, there we go. Oh, I didn't mean to open a new tab, but we can do this. Save image as. Now let's do this. Open this up. This is total trash now. I don't need to keep that image. There we go. grab that, add that to spotlight, change our intensity just a little bit so it doesn't have like key out all the black. Okay, definitely lost a lot of volume to his nose that we need to kind of put back. And kind of bring this bottom side of the nose down a little bit. Let's do something like this. We'll try to line him up just a little bit. Let's start by lining up like his eyes, because I think that it's easier to kind of line him up like that. Let's bookmark that. Freeze our camera. Pull that back, pull this up, pull this down. Grab the corner of the eye stuff, kind of poke it in over there. That is not working. I wonder what kind of adjustments I need to make to the lens for this to feel. It doesn't feel like it's having any effect at all. Good grief. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is turn off perspective overall. In fact, what I probably ought to do, I'm just going to say clone. Let's come over here, work on the clone. Now we're getting our camera effects working for us. Good night. 85, 35 is probably about what I want. Kind of line that ear up. He doesn't have a big broad neck, so I'm just going to kind of pull this in some. Something like that. Movie, save that timeline. Oh, texture, save the spotlight. Two. sometimes you get like those pressure sensitivity issues, and you just gotta kind of change over to a different program just to get it to re-recognize the pressure sensitivity of your tablet. So right here, we definitely need to work on form. Come in, just gonna fill this in a little bit. What's down here a little bit, make it feel a bit more acceptable. Definitely not acceptable yet though. Starting to feel a little bit better, but it's still got a long, long way to actually feel right. Out, so it's about matching there. talking much today. Hope you don't mind. Had a lot of recording to do over this past week, and a lot of teaching and a lot of stuff. So my voice is a little tired. Let's kind of work on this brow region. Get it so it has better form. Let me see. I'm going to start bringing in a couple of the other subtools. Let's bring in the eyes. And the eyes. Whoa! Let's go down to the eyes. We'll center that. Okay, so because of the eyes, I can definitely tell that I'm not quite rotated right. See if we can get these to match up nicely. Whoa, that's not nicely at all. Wow. Turn off the color on that. Okay, let me see. Pull that up, pull that in. Wow, that looks terrible. I need to figure out a better workflow for this stuff. Thanks, man. Yeah, the Dwayne Johnson parade balloon was awesome. That turned out really, really nicely. It's just a matter of seeing how I can get a better workflow for likenesses so I can get it to work nicely for other characters as well instead of just the Dwayne, the Man, the Rock. The Rock, the Man, the Legend. His eyes feel too sad. Okay, let's come down here. I'm going to turn on transparent. Let's see if we can play with our... Oh, there we go. Let's try something like that. Turn off transparent. Wish I had a good base to start from. Sometimes starting from a base though can be really messy, and it doesn't get you very far before you realize that it sucks and you have to start over anyway. Yeah, I think it's starting to line up a little bit better. So now it's just going to be a matter of, and probably a different day, but it's going to be a matter of really trying to figure out, making it line up with references. I'm going to, let's come over, boost our resolution a little bit. Let's make this a little bit bigger. In fact, here's what we can do. We can drag this over here. I'm going to say texture, save spotlight, spotlight 2, that's great. Since that is spotlight 1, I'm just going to go ahead and say, oh shoot, load spotlight 1. And this will at least give me a better idea of what I need to consider when working on other areas of the face. Because it's better, it has better lighting, more descriptive lighting. I'm just going to kind of block in some of these other areas, try to figure it out. Yeah, sculpting for a parade balloon. I mean, it's very different because you don't have to worry as much about being exact and things like that. But you do still have to worry about the likeness, and that was a challenge, making the likeness in balloon format. Yeah, so it was fun though. Turn off RGB. Still can't believe this guy's gone though. I mean, it's been since August, and I'm still just absolutely floored. All that he was able to do while he was, going through cancer treatment and everything. It's like, man. Yeah, sculpting the balloon was really tricky because it's like we wanted to go. At first, we wanted to go like really stylized, and so I was working on kind of more of a stylized version. But then NBC came back and said, no, we want to take it and give it more likeness, more natural sort of a look. And so I had to go back and kind of play with that side of it, and so in the end we were able to get kind of like this, something of a compromise, where it's like it still ended up being very stylized, but still also getting like that likeness in there. So it was really really fun. Great project. See, that bottom lip is too heavy. like the eyes are too close. Scoot them apart just a little bit. The brows don't feel right. He feels too worried. And the eye shape, not almond enough. Okay. Pull this in some. Yeah, now I kind of want to go and watch Black Panther. Or Order 42. Yeah, dude, that Howard University speech, absolutely. I mean, that was gold. That was gold. This is your moment. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things that I really, really appreciated about him is that he cared about other people. He's a very selfless sort of person, and I think that it's possible that like being so close to death, he kind of had just a different perspective than maybe a lot of us have who aren't. But he in his station in life, he was able to go through and just be so selfless. He took part in demonstrations. He was very outspoken about servicing the the black community and helping to uplift, like you're talking about at the at that commencement speech, and trying to be an inspiration for the up and coming generation and everything. That's a huge deal, and I feel like there's not enough of that from the celebrity realm. Trying to kind of sketch in some of these things. I gotta bring over the hair. Say append hair. Definitely needs to be adjusted. Go ahead, sorry, not save spotlight, load spotlight. Okay, so he's got rounder hair. I'll have to worry about getting the shape of it all kind of fixed later. It looks like there's probably less sideburn than I am putting in here. Let's kind of pull this down around the ear a little bit better. Oh, hey, look at that. Let's go ahead, we'll say geometry, Dynamesh. That's like way too low Dynamesh. Let's say Dynamesh, mirror and weld. That's a little bit better. Okay, let's go back to that view so we can try to line up the hair with the hair. What is his actual hairline like? Okay, so it's not a hard hairline like that. It's kind of more fluid, more rounded. Smooth that out a little bit. That looks terrible. Let's do this because the hair's got like a lot rounder of a shape to it. Up and in or something like that. I don't know, we'll have to say this will definitely be like super work in progress because that's not going to read like him at all. And I'm making a stylized version. I wish I could do this guy justice. I mean, this guy is awesome. I love Chadwick Boseman, and I think that having that looks terrible. I had started trying to make like a stylized version of him before, and it just didn't work out. So like one of the things that I want to try to do is get, that looks miserable. I just want to kind of get the likeness in there. I had started doing, let me go ahead and take this guy back. This is where he was at the beginning of the stream. The eyes, the beard, the hair. Yeah, that's what he looked like. And I guess technically he had his eyebrows. And he had eyelashes somewhere in here as well. It just doesn't look like him, you know? So it's just like, it was one of those things that I was trying to get at least a little bit closer. It doesn't look like him at all. Holy crap, that's so bad. Let me see. Yeah, this is definitely going to have to be something that I come back to at some point in the future when I can really dive into looking at references and things. Let's go ahead and kind of cut into the side of the nose. See. Let me see, let's do this. We're going to come over here, let's say tile uniform. Except only not really. I kind of want to just take this, make this bigger, rotate it. Grab our opacity, bring it way, way down. Okay, so now we got this going on. Say save spotlight. Spotlight 3. Yes, I am keeping up with The Mandalorian. Yesterday's or I guess I watched it yesterday. Um, the most recent episode, that first episode of the new season, has been my favorite so far. Um, they haven't done anything to kind of keep up with that first episode yet, in my mind. Um, and I'm kind of weirded out about the child's name. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen it yet, the child has a name, and we now know it. But yeah, it's one of those things. That feels weird. Yeah, it's just one of those things that I feel like the child could have expressed at some future time in the storyline. I don't know. It was just kind of interesting. It's like, oh yes, I have the Force, and we can feel each other's thoughts, and yeah. So yeah, I know the kid's name. Don't call it kid anymore. But yeah, Ahsoka was cool. Um, let's go ahead and take out some of this lip. Kind of build it back up here. In fact, let's do something like this. Just kind of inflate that out so that it's got a little bit more space to it. Up our resolution quite a bit. And we'll just kind of smooth that out some. But yeah, I mean, it's like it's weird. And granted, you know, like what name in Star Wars isn't weird? I mean, it's all based off of purely fantastical, made up garbage. So it's like, you know, whoever's name is not garbage. It just out of like whatever people pull out of the junk drawer, out of the out of the random pile. So yeah, I mean, you know, like names in Star Wars, it's interesting. Okay, this should hopefully create good enough of a bit of anatomy for that lip. But yeah, I mean, it's always kind of one of the funny things is that names are so made up, and some names, I mean, do have some sort of, you know, real world relevance or relation, like, you know, Vader. is, well, I mean, in a lot of different languages, it's related to the word meaning father. So it's pretty cool. Um, go ahead and kind of dig in over here. Let's mask that off. Pull this up. Smooth that out some. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of like going back and forth on the forms on this, but meh. You know what? I'm going to take my standard brush and just for the sake of getting something on here that kind of resembles eyebrows. The lips are too square in shape. Lots of funny things to kind of look at. It's why it's important to always check different angles. And I didn't check every angle often enough, apparently, because I let it get that far. Something like that. The shape of the head's kind of odd. I'll have to see if there's anything I can do about figuring out what this should look like. Because he doesn't have any reference of his head without hair. He's always just had hair. And the closest I can think of is the way that he looked in 42. His hair was a lot shorter there. Gotta fix some anatomy things in here with the neck. Let's go ahead and just kind of mask off the face so that doesn't get screwed up, because I know it's possible. he's starting to look more Asian. He used to look less Asian. White is... Let me see. Let's go back to that first spotlight. I'm going to take this up, give him a little bit more shape to his mouth. The X-Wing pilots deserve their own show. I'd hate to imagine that. There's like nowhere to stop for coffee or anything like that, and so they're just kind of cruising along in space and just like, so you see anything? Just more stars. You know, it's just like, what do you talk about when you're a policeman in space? It's what would you put into a show about the X-Wing pilots? Let me see. Chasing some action. I'm sure that there's a lot of stuff you could talk about with that, right? You know? I mean, I guess they do it with like NYPD Blue and with all those other places too, so why not with like Rogue Squadron or something, you know? What? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn off the color altogether. One of the things I'm trying to get past is that it feels more like Jackie Chan to me. Okay, there we go. Let's kind of cut this in a little bit. outside, so I think I might call it done for now. I mean, it's terribly not finished in any way, shape, or form, but you know, it's kind of how it goes sometimes. We'll call it for now. So, hope you had fun.